Through this video, we are going to take some time and review how to conjugate verbs in the preterite tense. So just a quick review on what el preterito is. It is the simple past tense, meaning that we use this with verbs, to conjugate verbs, for a completed action that took place in the past. Saying things like, I talked, he ran, or they swam are all examples. So first off, we need to talk about some palabras útiles, or useful words that will help us recognize and express that we are talking in the preterito, or in the past tense. The first term is ayer, which is yesterday. Anoche means last night. Esta mañana is this morning. La semana pasada is last week. Anteayer is the day before yesterday. Anteanoche is the night before last. El año pasado means last year. And el viernes pasado means last Friday. Now, one thing that you need to look out for is that you are watching out for agreement. Now, what I mean by this is with the word pasada right here, notice that it ends in the letter A. That is because we are talking about la semana. But if you look over at el año pasado or el viernes pasado, the word pasado ends in the letter O to match with the gender of the noun that it's describing. In each case, both el año and el viernes are masculine. So just make sure that you're paying attention to what words you're using with pasado, and you must follow your adjective agreement. Now, another word that you can be using to help you express things in the past tense is when you're wanting to express an amount of time, you use the word por. For your verbs, you are responsible for conjugating any verb that follows the regular pattern in the preterito. I will tell you if a verb is irregular. For now, you should recognize that the verbs hacer, poner, ir, ser, poder, estar, tener, pedir, and leer are all irregular. Also, some irregular yo verbs that end in car, gar, or zar. All of these verbs that have an ending in the stem, like those three, will have an irregular yo form. For your regular verbs, these all follow a pattern based on their ending. Many of the verbs you know already are regular. So for AR verbs, the endings are as follows. For the yo form, you use the letter E with an accent, A. For to, you have ASTE, aste. For el, ella, and usted, use the letter O with an accent, O. For nosotros, use AMOS, amos. For vosotros, you're going to use ASTEIS, astes. Make sure that you do not put an accent in that form. There is no accent mark in astes. And then for ellos, ellas, and ustedes, you're going to use ARON, aron. So if you were to take the verb hablar, you follow your normal steps for conjugating a verb. You take the infinitive, chop off the last two letters, and then add on the appropriate verb ending. So you get hablé, hablaste, habló, hablamos, hablastes, and hablaron. For ER and IR verbs, the nice thing is that the endings are exactly the same. So for the yo form, you're going to use the letter I with an accent, E. For to, you will use ISTE, iste. For el, ella, and usted, you're going to use I, O with an accent. Yo. For nosotros, you're going to use IMOS. Imos. And then for vosotros, you will use ISTEIS. Istes. And finally, for ellos, ellas, and ustedes, you are going to use IERON. Ieron. So if you were to take the example of comer, you would end up with comí, comiste, comió, comimos, comistes, and comieron. And again, for an IR verb, you're going to use the same exact endings that you do for an ER verb. So this is, again, just a review on regular verb conjugation in el preterito, so that we may talk in the past tense. You're going to want to use this video in addition to the notes pages that were included on our Google Doc to help you with the assignments that you're going to be completing for this week.